धर्म एव हतो हन्तः धर्मो रक्षति रक्षितः। जो धर्म का नाश करता है वो धर्म के द्वारा नाश हो जाता है, और जो धर्म की रक्षा करता है धर्म उसकी रक्षा करता है, ऐसा हमारे शास्त्रों में लिखा है। तस्मात् धर्मो न हंतव्यो मानो धर्म अधो वधीहि। इसलिए धर्म का आप नाश न करें ताकि आपका नाश ना हो, ये हमारा शास्त्र में सिखाता है। तो धर्म क्या है? वी ऑल हियर दिस वर्ड धर्म धर्म। धर्म क्या है? तो अगेन आवर स्क्रिप्चर्स कम टू अ रेस्क्यू। जैसे धारयति इति धर्मः, वो जो हमको धारण करता है, जो हमारी रक्षा करता है, जिसके बल पर हम जीते हैं, हमारा अस्तित्व है, वही धर्म है। अग्नि का धर्म है उसका तेज, वायु का धर्म उसका वेग, जल का धर्म उसका उसके अंदर जो ठंडक होती है वो, वैसे ही धरती का धर्म है, पशु पक्षियों का धर्म है, सूर्य चंद्र का धर्म है, और उसी प्रकार मानव का भी धर्म है। और मानव का सबसे बड़ा धर्म यही है कि वो धर्म की रक्षा करे। जो धर्म उसे दिया गया है उस धर्म की रक्षा में ही उसका जीवन निहित हो, यही मानव का सबसे सर्वश्रेष्ठ धर्म है। और मैं मानता हूँ कि अपने अस्तित्व को पहचानना, हम कौन हैं, हमारा अस्तित्व क्या है, हमारी पहचान क्या है, कहाँ से हम आए हैं, कहाँ जा रहे हैं, इस सत्य को पूर्ण समझकर उसके अनुरूप अपने जीवन में उसका पालन करना हमारा धर्म है। और सनातन धर्म हमें यही सिखाता है। प्राचीन काल से अब तक मैं कितने ही देशों में जा चुका हूँ, मैंने कई लोगों से चर्चाएं की हैं, अलग मतों के, अलग धर्मों के, विभिन्न जो है सोच के लोगों से भी वार्तालाप हुए हैं, लेकिन अंत में सिर्फ एक ही निष्कर्ष निकला है, यन्न भारते तन्न भारत। जो भारत में नहीं वो कहीं भी नहीं, और भारत का धर्म ही उसकी आत्मा है। और ये जो धर्म, सनातन धर्म, जो अभी हिंदू धर्म के रूप में हम जिसका पालन करते हैं, जिसकी जड़ें जो है वह सनातन धर्म है, और सनातन धर्म का सबसे बड़ा जो वचन है वही है, ये धर्म जो है आत्मनो मोक्षार्थम जगत हिताय च, स्वयं के मोक्ष के लिए और साथ ही साथ में जग के हित के लिए, दोनों के लिए सभी कार्यरत रहें। सो वो धर्म जो दूसरों का हित नहीं करता वो धर्म नहीं है, और वो धर्म जो हमें मोक्ष की प्राप्ति में सहायता नहीं करता वो भी धर्म नहीं है। तो इतना ये भैया जी ने बड़े श्रद्धा से विवेकानंद जी महाराज के बारे में कहा कि उन्होंने कहा भारत मोक्षधाम, मोक्ष द्वार है ये, यहाँ से ही मोक्ष प्राप्त हो सकती है, आप कहीं भी रहें, लेकिन ये भूमि इतनी पवित्र है, पावन है, मोक्षदायिनी है। तो उन्होंने ही ये कहा, उनके जो रामकृष्ण मिशन का भी जो मोटो है, उद्देश्य है, मूल मंत्र है, वह है आत्मनो मोक्षार्थम जगत हिताय च। और यही हमारी संस्था का भी मूल मंत्र है। जो संस्थापक रहे श्री मड़ियाल नारायण भट्ट, करीब 55 वर्षों पहले, जिन्होंने एक छोटे से स्कूल के रूप में इसकी शुरुआत की थी, उन्होंने भी यही कहा, आत्मनो मोक्षार्थम जगत हिताय च। आत्म की मोक्ष के लिए और जगत के हित के लिए, दोनों के लिए आप सदैव कार्यरत रहें। भैया जी जोशी जैसे महान व्यक्तित्व के धनी पिछले 4 दशकों से भी अधिक पूरा जीवन इसी कार्य में वो पूर्णतः समर्पित रहे हैं, और उन्होंने एक क्षण का भी क्या करें आराम किए बिना, मैं उनको यही कहता हूँ, ना आप झुकते हो, ना रुकते हो, ना थकते हो, आप सदैव कार्यरत रहते हैं, कर्मयोगी हैं। तो ऐसे महान व्यक्तित्व को यहाँ इस आश्रम में आ जाना, और वो भी अकस्मात आना, हमारे लिए बहुत ही एक आनंद का विषय है, और हमारे सभी बच्चों के लिए भी एक बड़ा आशीर्वाद है कि आप यहाँ पर आज यहाँ उपस्थित हैं, और आपके द्वारा भारत की जो आत्मा है वो ये सुन सक रहे हैं। रक्षाबंधन का त्यौहार एक और स्वतंत्रता का त्यौहार दूसरा, दोनों के बीच में हमारा ये एक मिलन हुआ, और ये मेरे लिए भी बहुत खुशी की बात है। काफ़ी वर्षों के बाद आप यहाँ आए, और ये देखकर बड़ा अच्छा लगा। आपका पुनः पुनः स्वागत है। मैंने उनको कह रखा है, यू हैव एन ओपन इन्विटेशन, आपको एक आजीवन आमंत्रण है, अब जब आपकी इच्छा हो आप भी आ सकते हैं, ये आपका घर है। और हमारी संस्था के माध्यम से भी जो कुछ भी धर्म कार्य हो सकता है आप निसंकोच कहिए, और हम पूरी तरह समर्पित भाव से आपके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और आपके साथ ही चल रहे हैं, और आगे जो आप दिशा दिखाएंगे उस दिशा पर चलकर आगे भावी भविष्य के जो नागरिक यहाँ बैठे हैं वो भी एक प्रेरणा प्राप्त करे, ऐसा मेरी सोच है, ऐसा मेरा भाव है। तो आपको पुनः बहुत बहुत स्वागत और आभार। क्योंकि इस सभा में बहुत सारे लोग विदेशों से भी बैठे हुए हैं और 30-40 से भी ज़्यादा देशों से ये सुन रहे हैं, तो मैं उनके लिए थोड़े से बात अंग्रेजी में भी कह देता हूँ। This idea of dharma is only in India, in the Sanatana Dharma. We do not have this word dharma anywhere in any culture, any civilization. They might have other ways of explaining it, but this depth of dharma is only here in this land. Because the dharma bhumi, karma bhumi, yoga bhumi, tyaga bhumi, tapo bhumi, moksha bhumi. This Indian land has been so blessed. So many avatars have walked this earth here. So many saints and sages have come all parts of the country. Not one part is bereft of such saintly descents. And they have inspired people for thousands and thousands of years and kept this flame of dharma burning by fueling it with their sacrifice. And that is why we are still today sitting and worshipping the way we worship, reading our scriptures and teaching it to the next generation and having an identity to call ourselves as Bharatiyas. So this itself is a great gift of the sacrifice of so many in the past, and in the present times, people like Bayaji Joshi who have been working incessantly ever since they joined the mission. They have been working incessantly all the time to promote this idea of protection and promotion of dharma and the idea of India to the young ones. So I'm very glad that he's here. I'm very grateful to him for his presence and blessings. This is something that was not expected, but he was in Bangalore and he said, I haven't come to the ashram for a long time. Can I? I said, you don't have to ask, you can just come. So he came and I'm very glad about it. It's a blessing for all the children to see such people and to be hearing their voice, which really is the voice of India, voice of Bharat, voice of our Sanskrit Sanatana Dharma. So that is what he is speaking. I'm very happy for his presence. Also today happens to be a very important occasion because we started this idea of values education at university level. While we follow a certain system, we teach our scriptures, we teach them seva, we teach them other values, but not many universities officially, formally do that. So during the Guru Purnima, when we had this occasion of discussing this with several vice chancellors, and we also moved the idea that we would support the institution for setting up a department of human values education to help young ones assess themselves against certain parameters and know where they're falling short or how they're doing against it, and then improve from there, and also training and teaching and research programs. And I'm very happy that today Professor Ashok Alur from Kodavi University has taken the first step in signing an MOU with this our university to promote the idea of values education. I'm very happy about it, and I welcome him with all our sincerity to take forward this program to greater heights. Namaste. आहार निद्रा भयमैथुनं च सामान्यमेतत् पशुभिर्नराणां धर्मो हि तेषाम् अधिको विशेषः धर्मो विहीनं पशुभिः समानः। धर्म के बिना मनुष्य है पशु के समान. If you don't follow the purpose for which we are born, that is what Sri Krishna says. So dharme nidhanam shreya paradharme bhayavaha. It's better to follow your duty and die than to copy somebody else. Shreyan sadharvo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat. Even if you do your other's duty very well, it is not as good as doing your duty, what God has sent you to do. Even with faults, if you do, God is happier than you try to do something else in life. So we are all born to do our dharma. And that today, as I was in the the pharmaceutical company, and I was talking to the people, and I mentioned that paropakararthamidam shariram, this body has been given to do good. Doing good is our highest dharma. To be able to be of use to our fellow beings, to be able to relieve them of their suffering and pain, to be able to guide them, to be able to protect them, especially the weaker ones. That is the greatest service that we can do. And that is what these institutions are doing all the time, and I'm very happy that more institutions are joining hand. I was in Delhi and we met the founder, Dr. Sudhir Srivastava of SS Innovations, and he was a very celebrated, decorated, and arguably one of the best cardiac robotic surgeon in the US. But 20 years ago, he decided that he should shift back to India and do something for his motherland. Now that he knows enough and he has done enough abroad. And he brought this idea of innovation and robotic surgeries to India. And single-handedly, he developed this company. Of course, many people joined. And then this company is today is the leading cardiac robotic surgery company. They have built indigenous machines. I've seen the quality of the machines, and at a fraction of a cost compared to what it is to buy from developed countries like the US. You get the same quality at much lesser cost, because his idea was to make such high quality care affordable for the poorest also. And he has very graciously decided to donate one of the units of cardiac robotic surgery in our hospitals. We'll be setting it up soon, and that would help young people to get trained. And young students have a bright future, because he said, I will myself come and train them. Imagine, he's 77 years old, but he's so very enthusiastic about what he's doing, because he's driven by purpose, his dharma. He has found his purpose. Purpose is to bring high quality robotic cardiac surgery to the rural hospitals, to the smallest hospitals, and make it affordable and available to the poorest person. And that is what touched me very much. So we did sign an MOU, and they'll come and train our surgeons, and other surgeons also will become a training center. Not just that, I also happened to meet the chairman of National Medical Council, and then I told them, I think you also need to introduce a curriculum on robotic surgery, because that is the future. And he happily agreed and said, Swamiji, please prepare a curriculum and let me know what will it take, and sooner or later we will definitely institute a program itself. And I offered that our medical college can be the center for robotic surgery training, and in the future for all kinds of surgeons from everywhere, they can come here and train on robotic surgery, and he was very happy. So good people are coming together to support good causes like this. And that's a great opportunity for our students, because the poorest man also, who might not have ever seen or dreamt of a hospital surgery, to get a robotic surgery, can also walk in without hesitation and get the best care. What more we need to do than this, to make sure that our brothers and sisters, especially the forgotten and the underprivileged and the people who do not have access to such care, also are able to access that without a cost of even 1 rupee to them. So that is the future of this medical mission. And I also went to the pharmaceutical company, BPRL, and I talked to the founders there, and Jaiprakash Madi, who was involved in inviting us. They said we will manufacture low-cost drugs for our university, our medical college, so that our patients can access the highest quality drugs at hardly any cost, because we do not charge the patients, but the trust does have to pay the costs. But that also they will ensure that they will make it so affordable for us that we can serve more patients. In fact, they are ready to set up another factory altogether for our cost, but then those factories require large consumption. So I said, wait for some time. Right now you do it in your factory, the existing ones, and slowly we will build another one for ourselves. But such good people. And the best part is, they are also promoting, they built a whole new factory in Elmangla, which is for Ayurvedic formulations. And the quality of that factory is as good as the allopathic factories that are there anywhere in the world, because they also produce for US. So their FDA approved drugs they produce, manufacture. They said Ayurveda also, they've given the same importance, same quality, so that nobody can point a finger and say this is substandard. That I asked, why did you do that? He said, because I want to take our Indian knowledge system, our Ayurveda, to the world and take it to the right quality, so that nobody questions us. The same thing at SSI Robotics, I heard the same words. We want to produce the world's best robots for the best surgeries that can be done. And we do not want to compromise on the quality. So this is the new India that we are seeing. A new identity of India. While it's spiritually so deeply rooted in its dharma, on the other side, Jagat Hitaya also is doing with such great vigor. Both sides India is growing. But this is the time of India, and this is the moment, and I think the next generation is very lucky, because they are at the cusp of such a transformative moment in the history of our country. जैसे उन्होंने बताया, the golden chapter ये 7वां यहाँ से शुरू हो रहा है, स्वर्ण जो युग है, और ये बच्चे इतने भाग्यशाली हैं क्योंकि ये देख पाएंगे ये पूरा युग. आप लोगों ने तो इस युग को बनाने में अपना पूरा जीवन बिता दिया, लेकिन इनके लिए बन रहा है. रिमेंबर वी स्टैंड ऑन मैनी शोल्डर्स. कितनों की त्याग तपस्या के फल के स्वरूप हमें ये जीवन में ये सब करने मिल रहा है, तो आपको सदैव इसके लिए आभारी रहना ज़रूरी है. ऑलवेज हैव ग्रैटिट्यूड इन योर हार्ट। 15 अगस्त आ रहा है, कितने लोगों ने त्याग किया है, तभी हम आज आज़ादी का जो ये जीवन जी पा रहे हैं। आप यदि 100 साल पहले पैदा हुए होते तो आप सोच सकते हो कितने संघर्ष में आपका जीवन बीतता। आज भगवान की कृपा है कि आप इस समय यहाँ पैदा हुए हैं, आपको वो संघर्ष नहीं झेलने पड़ रहे। थोड़े बहुत संघर्ष हैं अभी भी समाज में, लेकिन वो हम अपने प्रयत्न से सुधार सकते हैं। पर वो संघर्ष ऐसे थे जिनके लिए प्राणों की आहुति देनी पड़ी, कितने लोगों ने दी, कितने संतों ने, महात्माओं ने, कितने आज़ादी के सेनानियों ने, स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपना जीवन पूरा दांव पे लगाकर इस देश को स्वतंत्रता दिलाई। वी शुड नेवर फॉरगेट कि कितने लोगों ने हमारे लिए कितना कुछ किया। हम उनको नहीं जानते, वो हमें नहीं जानते, लेकिन फिर भी उन्होंने हमारे भविष्य के लिए अपना वर्तमान त्याग दिया। तो उनके लिए हमें सदैव आभारी रहना आवश्यक है, स्पेशली द यंगर जनरेशन, because I see a sense of entitlement in a lot of youngsters today's times. They think they deserve all these things. And that is not the way to look at things. You should always look at those who do not even have what you have and develop a sense of gratitude for them, those who has given you this opportunity, and be sensitive to those who do not have. This is your duty as youngsters to build a Bharat that is not going to rest on its past laurels, but it's going to create a new identity, carve a new identity for itself in the present day world. And that time is coming. आध्यात्मिक रूप से भी भारत की प्राचीनतम संस्कृति एक तरफ है, तो नवीनतम आधुनिक प्रयोग भी दूसरी तरफ हो रहे हैं। ये जो हमारे कवि हैं कर्नाटका में, डीवीजी करके, वो कहते हैं हड़े बेरु हुसा चिगरु कूड़िरलु मरस उभगु। जैसे वृक्ष के पुरानी जड़ें होनी चाहिए और नए पल्लव कोपले दोनों साथ में हो, तभी वृक्ष की शोभा होती है। तो भारतीय समाज ऐसा है, प्राचीनतम संस्कृति। मैं एसएसआई इनोवेशंस गया, हर फ्लोर में भगवान का मंदिर है और सभी भजन करते हैं रोज। भले ही दे आर द फाइनेस्ट रोबोटिक्स कंपनी इन द कंट्री, एट द सेम टाइम ऑल ऑफ देम डू प्रेयर्स एवरी डे, morning and evening, and the founder takes care that it happens every day. He himself is so devoted. So also I went today to this pharmaceutical company, and then I see that they are so rooted into the Indian culture and parampara. They are devotees of Udupi Math, and then they are so deeply rooted in spirituality. But at the same time, they are talking about the next generation medicines. They did not show you some update, but I also went to a company which is into molecular genomics and immunotherapy. This is another great man who was Dean of Harvard, Bikash Verma, Dr. Bikash Verma, returned to India because he saw in the US immunotherapy, the cell therapy, it cost them 500,000 US dollars, that is equivalent to 4 crore rupees. If you get cancer and you need a treatment, this is one of the most advanced treatments available. They'll take your cell, remove your genes, and through a viral medium, they will send back those genes which will help you to fight the cancer cells, inject it back. And he has come back, set up a factory over here because he wants to mass produce this technology so that the cost of cancer care comes down for affordable levels for middle class and lower middle class people as well. So I went there to check with him, how does it work? I walked around the whole factory, learned the entire thing. And their whole goal is only one goal. He was in the US, but he stayed awake past midnight just to talk to me and the people. And he told, Swamiji, I'm so touched that you are thinking in this way, that how can I reach this highest quality care, immunotherapy, to the poorest people. This is my goal. We have set up this factory in India so that we can mass produce this, which will help the people have affordable treatments. Otherwise, it's only for the rich and the wealthy, not for the ordinary. So ordinary die because they can't afford such high-end advanced treatments. But he also committed that he will help us set up the lab here and work with us to bring cancer care, immunotherapy, like advanced genomic care to the last and the least person in the country. See, Mahatma Gandhi says, whenever you are in a doubt and when your self becomes too much with you, recall the face of the poorest person that you have ever seen and ask yourself that the decision that you contemplate on, is it going to be of any use to that person? Will it restore a sense of control over his destiny? In other words, will it bring a total freedom, Swarajya, to the starving spiritually millions of the country? He asked this question. And when you get the answer that yes, it would, all your doubts will melt away, he says. Gandhiji's talisman, they say. This is what you people should ask yourself. मैं जो करने जा रहा हूँ या करने जा रही हूँ, उसका जो परिणाम है, क्या वो आखिरी व्यक्ति तक, जो सबसे गरीब, दीन, दलित, दरिद्र है, उस तक भी पहुँच पाएगा? उसको क्या इससे कोई लाभ होगा? क्या उसका जीवन बेहतर होगा, क्या उसके जीवन में एक गरिमा आएगी, ये पूछो और फिर वो काम करो। वो उस निर्णय को तब लो जब आपका इसका उत्तर जो है हाँ हो। यदि ये नहीं कर रहा है तो मत करो ऐसा काम जो किसी के काम का नहीं है, सिर्फ कुछ लोगों की जो मदद करता है, धनी वर्ग की, वैसा काम करने की बजाय अपना जीवन बड़े उद्देश्य में लगाओ। ये बहुत आवश्यक है। कितने ही लोग, ये तो जन्मभूमि है भारत रत्न सर एम विश्वेश्वरैया की। ही वॉज अ वेरी ग्रेट लर्नड स्कॉलर. He went to the UK, did all his engineering and everything and came back. He didn't complain क्या भारत में तो कोई अच्छा इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज ही नहीं है, यहाँ लैब्स ही नहीं है, यहाँ पे रिसोर्सेज ही नहीं है. In a pre-independent Bharat, he came back and built the new technologies of irrigation, dams, factories and name it. But these are the people who are our role models. इस सिनेमा में जो गाते बजाते वो नहीं है चाहिए हमारे मॉडल्स, वो लोग सिर्फ नाटक है. सच का जो कर रहे हैं काम, ये ऐसे महान व्यक्ति कर रहे हैं. वी शुड टेक इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम दिस एज वी अप्रोच अवर इंडिपेंडेंस डे. ऑल द मोर दिस आइडिया विद इन अस शुड स्ट्रेंथन. संकल्प लें कि ये हो कि हमारे भारत का भविष्य जो है वो हमारे हाथों में है. उसके गढ़ने का जो भाग्य है और जो गढ़ने भारत के नए भविष्य के निर्माण का जो दायित्व है, दोनों हमको मिला है. ये बहुत बड़ा आशीर्वाद है और आप सबके हाथ में भविष्य है. तो आप यदि चरित्रवान रहेंगे, देश प्रेम से भरे होंगे और धर्म की रक्षा हेतु संकल्पित रहेंगे, तभी नव भारत का जो निर्माण है, जिसका सपना लोगों ने सदियों से देखा है, वो पूर्ण होगा. और मेरा पूरा विश्वास है कि आप जैसे बच्चे, आप जैसे भक्त, आप जैसे लोग ही आगे बढ़कर इसको कर पाएंगे. सो वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू अ ग्रेटर फ्यूचर फॉर एवरीबडी. सभी को हम वसुधैव कुटुंबम की भावना रखते हैं. मेरा तुम्हारा अपना पराया नहीं है, सब अपने हैं, ऐसी भावना भारत की है. ओनली इंडिया taught the world we are one family. अयम निजः परो वेत्ति गणना लघुचेतसाम उदार चरिता नाम तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम. ये मेरे लोग हैं, वो दूसरे लोग हैं, अपने हैं, पराए हैं. ये छोटा भाव जो है, हीन भाव, तुच्छ भाव, सिर्फ संकीर्ण मानसिकता वालों का होता है. पूरा विश्व ही हमारा परिवार है, ऐसा भाव जो है वो भारतीय का भाव है. उदार चरित्र वालों का भाव है, वो भारतीयता है. और इसीलिए भारत भूमि में इतनी विविधता है, लेकिन फिर भी हम एक राष्ट्र हैं, क्योंकि ये भाव की सब हमारे हैं. और टू सेलिब्रेट दिस आइडिया ऑफ वन वर्ल्ड वन फैमिली विच इज अवर मोटो, वी आर हैविंग दिस 100-day celebrations which marks the centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, starting on a day like Independence Day, which is again a message out to the whole world from India that we are one world, one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And for 100 continuous days, this festival is going to be celebrated, culminating on 23rd of November 2025. We'll have a lot of guests coming from around the world, and Atithi Devo Bhava. We must look after them very well. Even if it is inconvenient to us, we must be ready to make sacrifice for their sake and help them have a comfortable stay. And all the events that go on in the ashram, they should all be enjoying it because they are our guests. Guests should be treated very well. That is our culture. Guests are gods. So please be mindful of that. Be ready to make those small sacrifices for our guests, our invitees, and our brothers and sisters who are coming from around the world. I was explaining to Bhaiyaji also that outside when I go, people have so much of interest in Indian culture. They want to learn Vedas, they want to learn how to do homas, they want to learn how to read Sanskritam, they want Bhagavad Gita, they are learning Upanishads. I went to Mexico, there is a big study circle there. They study all the Upanishads that we have taught here in the YouTube. They sit down, translate it into Mexican languages, whatever the Spanish, and then they discuss that. So also there are so many groups in Australia, in Japan, in Russia, Croatia, Argentina, so many places. This is the power of our spirituality. This is the only hope for the future of the world. There is no other hope. If this happens, the world will be a better place, peaceful place, harmonious place. And that responsibility lies with us. Sometimes it is a little overwhelming to think that, oh, are we going to change the course of history? But the truth is that it is going to be that way. Nelson Mandela says, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, and you could be that generation. You don't have a choice, it has been given to you. You must be great, there is no choice. So aim high, soar high, and this is your both opportunity and responsibility to build a new future for the country and the world, and be sincere about it, be hardworking, be diligent, and take up this responsibility with great pride and honor. This is my request to everyone. May God's blessings be upon all, and may this country lead the way for the whole world. May the whole world become a family under this great idea of Indian thought of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. May there be no wars and conflicts, no strife and sorrow. May there be no poverty, no deprivation. May there be no hunger and no illiteracy. Let everybody embrace each other as their own brothers and sisters and work for each other's welfare. With this idea, we are celebrating this 100-day festival. May, with the blessings of Bhagwan, this festival be a success. May such a world happen, manifest right in our lifetime, in front of our eyes. With these, once again conveying our gratitude to Professor Ashok ji for taking the leap of faith and starting this program in Kodagu University, and our heartfelt gratitude to Suresh Bhaiya ji, who has been such a supporter and such a friend of this institution. अभी मैं बताता हूँ, इनको ही बताता हूँ. Somewhere I was there recently. I don't remember who said, but when I started telling about institution, they said, "Oh, you are that institution." भैया जी ने हमें बताया आपके बारे में. He is our messenger. He is our mouthpiece. He is our, सभी जगह उन्होंने हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन के बारे में बता रखा है. Shankadinda Bandare Tirtha. So when he says, people listen. They say, oh, this institution must be really great because Bhaiya ji is endorsing it, Bhaiya ji is talking about it. तो आपने ऐसे करके हमारा बहुत सारा काम के बारे में आपने लोगों को बताया, उसके लिए भी हम बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं. आप आते रहिए, बार बार बच्चों को आशीर्वाद देते रहिए. और मैं ये भी जानता हूँ कि ये 100वां वर्ष जो है राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक का संघ का, यहाँ उन्होंने बताया इस विजयदशमी से शुरू होकर पूरे एक साल तक, अगले विजयदशमी तक कई सम्मेलन, कई कार्यक्रम देशव्याप्त चलते रहेंगे, विदेशों में भी होते रहेंगे. तो मैंने कहा कि आपको जब भी आवश्यक हो, ये आश्रम आपको, आपके लिए समर्पित है और राष्ट्र की सेवा में समर्पित है. जो भी यहाँ पर सुविधाएं हैं और नहीं है तो उसको भी हम ले आएंगे, पर आपको जब भी इसकी आवश्यकता हो, ये पूर्णतः आपके लिए समर्पित है. और हमारा कोई भी संस्थान कहीं भी भारत में और विदेशों में भी पूर्णतः आपको उपलब्ध है, समर्पित है. तो अपनी निसंकोच आप इसका पूरा पूरा उपयोग करें, ऐसी प्रार्थना के साथ पुनः आपको धन्यवाद देते हुए सभी को आशीर्वाद.